Forecast, sunny. Forecast, money. And happy Wednesday, traders. This is another installment of the Indicator Profile series. And today we are going over the Forecast Oscillator. Now, this is not an indicator I had seen in the past. A lot of times I've at least heard of them, not this one. And when it was brought to my attention, I was very skeptical because in my mind I was thinking of, and you've seen them before, those indicators that go past price, like into the future, to try and predict what might happen, hence the forecasting aspect of it, kind of like the Ichimoku cloud, what it does. And they're never very good. They never do a great job. And I thought this was going to be one of those, but it's not. Now, it does have aspects of that embedded in the code, but that's going to be in the blog if you're interested. We don't deal with the technical stuff here too much. But let's go ahead and jump into it. Now, if you're new, though, understand this is the #1 indicator channel in all of YouTube. Always has been, but you've traveled too far. You're not going to understand what we're talking about. Do not leave goofy comments in the comments section. Instead, go to no-nonsense-forex.com, read the first page, watch the first video, get started. It's going to take a while, but once you're caught up, it is worth it. Now, for those who are caught up, let's go ahead and jump into the specs of the Forecast Oscillator. The year is going to be 2014, well within the 1996 and on threshold we like to see here at the channel. We're going to be dealing with a confirmation indicator, a zero cross, which is nice. I don't think we've done a zero cross in a while. And with zero cross indicators, I don't think they're very good as exits. You can probably skip that level of testing if you wanted to, but that part is up to you. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Forecast Oscillator, and it looks like this. Way too fast, way too jagged. Definitely going to need some slowing down and some smoothing. But for what it's worth, if you've never seen an indicator before, once this line crosses and closes above the zero cross line, this red line here, that's your signal to go long. And when it does the opposite to the downside, that is your signal to go short. But there's really nothing much else here to discuss. You guys know that this definitely needs some adjusting. And so we're going to do that and test it right about now. But before we do, know that these tests weren't necessarily done yesterday. But the important part is that you test this in your system. Don't get too high over great results. Don't get too low over subpar results. That is the biggest mistake people have made and continue to make on this video series. Do not be like them. Also know that down below, you get hooked up. You have a link to my automation blog, which has an embedded video showing you how to test this yourself on the MT4 Strategy Tester. You're going to get a link to the blog, as always, that show you the tweak settings that we don't show you here. You're probably going to want to know those, along with all the other techie and historical stuff that you all love and enjoy. And you will get a link to Dan's YouTube channel. What a lot of people do is they go straight from here to there when they're done. And Dan will show you how this thing moves in real time. He'll give you some extra information that I don't necessarily give. Definitely a good supplemental place to go after here, and then a secondary email address to where you can submit an indicator that may be profiled on this show. We've done a few already. Could make your dreams come true. And then the most popular place in all the interwebs, the indicator library, where you can download this indicator and every indicator we have ever done on the Indicator Profile series. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at how the Forecast Oscillator has performed on the euro dollar. Really good if you're a 4-hour trader. Now, there is a lot of trades involved here, but I know a lot of 4-hour traders automate, so maybe that's not so bad. But definitely keep this in mind. Discretionary traders would lose their minds trying to trade that often on the 4-hour time frame. That is a job I would never sign up for. Just kind of ho-hum on the daily, low amount of trades. I'm not sure if that would interest you. But at the same time, I don't know why you rely on us to try and optimize for tweaks. You can certainly do this yourself. You can do better than us. But as far as what we were able to come up with, this is what you're looking at. But really, really high there on the 4-hour for the euro dollar. Really nice. Now, 4 hours been doing really well lately, but that's exceptionally good. Now, on over to gold. For the market we're in right now, this is not the 30s and 40s that we've seen in the past, but 23.5 ROI for one indicator, pretty darn good. Now, you're only winning 1 out of every 3 trades, but who cares when you have an ROI like this? Now, you are getting a pretty high amount of trades. Now, for people who only trade metals, One, I have no idea why you do that. But if you do, then 60 trades might be a really nice amount for you. Would be a little high for me, but I trade a lot of different things. So you just have to decide if that's right for you or not. But this time the daily did beat the 4-hour. We're seeing a little bit more of that than we did before. Over to the S&P. We're not seeing it here. This is really nice for 4-hour traders, but it has been. This has been your time. All three of you somewhere in Germany who trade the 4-hour chart on indices. So pay attention to that, but 3% is all we could really eke out on the daily, sadly. Finishing off with Bitcoin. And you guys know, even with the run-ups that we've seen lately, 20% on up is pretty good here. So this could be something to try in your crypto algorithms. The amount of trades, solid number, I would say. A little high for me, but I'm not you. So overall, I would say the Forecast Oscillator has performed pretty average compared to the indicators we show here on the Indicator Profile series. But remember, these indicators have to pass a certain standard before they get here in the first place, so you are still dealing with upper echelon choices here. If you enjoyed the episode, please like and subscribe if you haven't. Hit the bell. Don't miss a thing. We have the Trading Psychology podcast every Monday, the single most important thing we do here. Indicator Profile series every Wednesday. Blog sometimes on Thursdays, and then the 10-Minute Contrarian Investing podcast every Saturday. I am putting in the work to get you ready for what's ahead. Do not miss a thing, and go get it.